Hello and welcome to the Revolutionary Marriage Podcast. I'm Dr. Debi, and today we're revealing a truth most people never see. That is, a husband's tenderness is not the opposite of strength. It is his strength, his deepest strength. And when his wife can recognize it, everything shifts. A husband feels deeply, especially about the woman he loves. He feels responsible for her well-being, her safety, her joy. That tenderness doesn't weaken him. It activates him. It moves him to act, to protect, to care with his whole heart. But tenderness doesn't always look tender on the outside. Imagine this. It's late in the evening. She grabs her keys and heads for the door. He looks up with concern etched across his face and he says, a little too abruptly, "Where are you going?" She hears, "Where do you think you're going?" And now both feel misunderstood. What she didn't realize was that his question came from emotion, the emotion of caring, the tenderness of a man who worries because she matters. He wasn't trying to control her. He was trying to keep her safe, because the thought of harm finding her hurts him more than he will ever say. When he feels tender, he feels exposed. And when he's exposed, he feels protective. His tenderness turns into urgency, intensity, emotion wrapped in strength. Not weakness, not insecurity. Devotion. What's really happening inside of her? Well, when she hears his intensity, she feels pressure. She hears criticism. She hears doubt. She hears control. She thinks he's responding to her competence when he's actually responding to her importance. His reaction is a sign that she's treasured, but it sounds like a threat to her freedom. A better way to do this? Well, the next time she could try something simple, something that acknowledges his protective devotion. With keys in her hand, she walks over to him, places her hand on his arm, kisses his cheek, and says softly, "I'm going to run down to the market to pick up a few things for tomorrow." He looks into her eyes and offers immediately, "I'll go with you." And in that moment, tenderness becomes connection. She feels chosen. He feels trusted. Both win. When she sees his tender heart, something beautiful happens. When his wife recognizes the emotion behind his reaction, her compassion grows. Her admiration rises. And he, feeling respected and understood, becomes even more loving, even more protective, even more tender, because her beauty calls his courage forward. The good news? His tenderness is not a flaw. It's a feature, not an embarrassment, a gift, not something to fix, something to honor. When she sees and appreciates that part of him, he becomes the safe place her heart has always longed for. And she becomes the joy his soul has always fought to protect. That is synergy. That is design. That is revolutionary marriage. If you're a wife and you want to understand his tenderness, his reactions, his devotion, so you can respond with admiration instead of misinterpretation, download Understanding Him. If you're a husband and you want to understand her desire for freedom and closeness, so your strength feels like protection, not pressure, download Understanding Her. Thank you for joining me on the Revolutionary Marriage Podcast. And remember, extraordinary love is never an accident. It's the result of his strength plus her beauty, creating synergy and life.